Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
hi everyone. Thanks you guys for joining tonight. I'm Suzanne Holt, Silver Senior Vice President with Norwex, and I am so excited to have our special guest, Belinda Ellsworth, with us tonight. Welcome, Belinda. I wanted to just share really quickly. We met back in 2009. I heard you speak at my very first conference in Canada. And at the time, I was a newer consultant. I was a sales leader, but I really didn't have a great idea of what I was doing yet. And I remember you shared a formula, and I believe it was at each party, make it a goal to have two bookings and at least one recruiting conversation. And then for all new consultants, that they should book 6 parties in their first 45 days. And I went home and I thought, well, that's just math. I can do that. Once I had the formula. And by the next conference year, I was the top recruiter in the country. And I think I owe a lot of that to just being told, here's what to do. So I
Well,
love that. Thank you very much.
you are welcome. It's always fun when people actually do what you say.
It was easier before Facebook, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay, well, I will mute and turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, that was awesome. And I do remember meeting Suzanne. And then I remember the very next year when I actually went to Minnesota and did one of my first events with Norwex there. It's been a really awesome journey. I've been working with Norwex for a good long while, which has been really just an awesome privilege because it's such a wonderful company. I've known Debbie for over 20 plus years, and that's been an awesome friendship as well. So I'm excited to be with all of you here this evening. So tonight, this is what we are going to do. I have a training for you, and I'm breaking it down into 2 parts. And the first part is going to be all about your mindset and then how to keep a healthy mindset so that you can put those skill sets better into action. And then we'll talk about skill sets. Now, and at the end, we will talk about my planner and we will do a planner giveaway. So that is all on our docket before 9 p.m. tonight. So we're going to dive right in here. So I put this training together because last year and then even going into this year has been quite challenging for a lot of people in many, many different ways, all of us in some way or another. And one of the things that I've discovered, it's the people that kept a really healthy mindset through all of this are the ones that not only survived through it, but really thrived in it. And over the years, I've gone into different groups and different leaders, and I've spoken and did different training sessions. And afterwards, the leader will come to me and say, gosh, Belinda, this person is, both of these people came to my event. They were both super excited. They both left on fire. And one of them is just having a great success, and the other one is really struggling a bit. Why do you think that that is? And I always said, well, they must not want it bad enough, or, they're not willing to do it. They're like, no, they're really trying hard and everything. And what I've learned over the years is you have to have a really good, healthy, positive mindset in order to put those skill sets into action. Otherwise, sometimes they just are they're just left laying there and they don't take on that momentum. They don't take on that energy level when you have a really good, healthy, positive attitude. So that's what I want to talk about first. So I've identified 3 different areas that you can work on to help you have a healthier mindset. And the first one is gratitude. And more importantly, using a gratitude journal. Now, I have to be super honest with you guys. I have never, ever, prior to this last year, been a super big gratitude journal user. It's not that I didn't believe in it, and I've heard great things about it. And even like 20 years ago, super, it was super popular, and I did it for a hot minute, and then I just kind of like get out of the habit. Didn't grab catch the wave of the huge benefit. And then I'd get one for Christmas and I'd try it again. And so I would say, okay, let's give this a whirl again. But I really it was because I didn't have the mindset for it. I didn't really believe that this was really the valuable tool that it is. And so about a year and a half ago, I had a gentleman on my podcast. I have a podcast called Work from Your Happy Place. And he was on there and he made the comment and he said, people that use gratitude journals have about a 40% greater chance of achieving their goals. Well, that did perk my attention up because I'm huge advocate and a proponent of teaching goal setting and how important it is to have goals. And so I thought, wow, that's interesting. And I asked him to elaborate on that because I wanted to hear what's that connection or where's this research come from. And he said that people that use gratitude journals are just much more optimistic, have a much more positive outlook on life. And when you're optimistic, you look for opportunities instead of challenges. You are also, and this is the part that I really know to be true too, is when you are super optimistic, you're also very creative. That means you allow yourself to think out of the box, to try new ideas, to be able to put yourself out there. And so that was all very intriguing and interesting to me. So then I decided after our discussion that I'd look up some more research on it. And sure enough, I found a ton. And people that use gratitude journals are also much happier and by about 30% happier, and they have better relationships. And this business is all about building relationships and it's about attracting other people to you. So if we have just a greater, happier disposition, then that's going to allow us for more greater chances of that happening. The third one, though, was actually quite interesting. And there's even more research being done on this. And that is people that use gratitude journals are actually healthier. In fact, many doctors and practitioners are using gratitude journals as part of their treatment plan. And I had a lady from another direct sales company. It was about a month ago now when I was doing a call just like this. She said, I had a stroke earlier in 2020, and my doctor actually gave me a gratitude journal at one of my visits and said, please use this. And because I find that my patients who use gratitude journals recover quicker. So there's just been a lot of really great research around this. And I know for myself, in this past last year when COVID first happened, I had a complete full speaking calendar, like for the rest of the year. And in about 7 days, that was completely wiped out, just like that. And I have to say, I was quite nervous about it and concerned because I've got a staff of 6 people. And like, what was I going to do? I didn't want to have to let any of them go, but I didn't know financially how we were going to be able to survive. And so the first thing that I did, and I know it might sound crazy, it took me about 3 days, if I'm being honest. I was pretty sad and trying to figure it out. And then I got that gratitude journal out because I had different prototypes here that I was actually going to roll out with our new planner. And so I got that out and I started writing in it every day. And I just literally stayed focused on what was right about my business and what I wanted to focus on in my business. And it kept me from focusing on what wasn't right and what was likely to completely go wrong. I just couldn't stay in that mindset. And by doing that, it actually allowed me to grow. It actually allowed me to think out of the box. It actually saved me. I know it sounds silly, but that gratitude journal really played a big part. And I've continued to use it. And I have to say, I just wake up in a much happier place uh, than before when I wasn't using it. So that would be my number one tip is to incorporate a gratitude journal into your daily habits. The second thing is to be intentional with your business. And being intentional is probably one of the most important things that you'll do. Now, I always teach the 4 pillars of success. I've been teaching these for like 25 years, and they are the foundation of which everything else is built on. So, like even the Power Hour program that I train, and even our planner for that matter, is built on these 4 foundational steps. And that is focus, commitment, consistency, and organization. Those are things you're going to have to continue to work on a regular basis if you really want to continue to see your business grow and soar. And so, why am I telling you that? Because every time I talk about intention, people always say, well, isn't that the same thing as being focused? And I'm like, no, they really aren't. And here is the difference. So when you are focused is when you are taking an area or a task of your business. So an area of your business or a task, and you are giving it your undivided attention for a concentrated period of time. So concentrated period of time, undivided attention. That's focus. Like the power hour, you work on your booking leads, you work on your recruiting leads for 15 minutes, this concentrated period of time. So, what is intentional? Intentional is when your actions align with your words, meaning I say I want something, but am I actually doing that? So, meaning I'd really like to sell $5,000 this month. And then you're like, okay, and you set out and you say, I want you to tell somebody that I'm really going to try to sell $5,000 this month, or I'd like to promote this month, or I'd love to earn this incentive trip, whatever the case is. And you set out to do it. And then at the end of the month, sometimes you come up short and you're bummed out about it, or you wonder, why did that happen? Or why didn't you hit your goal? And in reality, did you do the action steps that would actually allow you to hit that? And it seems simple and easy enough, but in reality, people just don't. And they expect to get the result they want without putting in the action steps. So that's what being intentional is. I'm going to give you a really good example of this. So again, during COVID, when it first happened, I'm like, well, I'm going to be home and I'm not on the road, and I'm going to take this time and I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to exercise and eat healthy, and I'm going to lose some weight. Well, I didn't lose weight. In fact, I gained weight in those first few months. So then, and like June, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous and I need to get on top of it. So I did start eating healthy and I did start working out. And I was riding my bike, and I was riding like 10, 15, 20 miles in a day. It was going great. So come October, I've lost 3 pounds, 3 pounds. And I was so incredibly disappointed in that. And maybe many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You like at the end of the month, you really want to sell $5,000. And at the end of the month, you're like, oh, I've worked so hard and I've called everyone I know. Well, that's how I was. I was like, I have worked so hard at this. And so a couple of my girlfriends were like, did you try this? Have you done this? And my one girlfriend said, okay. And she's like a fitness coach. She said, show me what you've done. Show me your plan. And then I can help adjust your plan where we can see where the problem is. And I said, well, I don't have it. I don't have it written down. And she said, well, I can't hardly believe that coming from you. And I was like, oh, man. So I said, okay. She said, the next 2 weeks, I want you to write down everything you eat and everything you do for physical activity. I'm like, okay. Well, at the end of 2 weeks, I didn't need her help, honestly, because it was clear for me in my mind, I was eating healthy like every day, but in reality, I was only eating healthy maybe 3 times a week. And in my mind, I was working out, I told her like 4 times a week. And in reality, I was getting a workout in 2 times a week. So eating healthy 3 times a week and working out 2 times a week, do you really expect to get this tremendous result that I wanted? The two don't align. And so that is the best example I can give you of that. If you want to sell $5,000 in a month, you got to sell 1,250 in a week. How are you going to get to 1,250 a week? Is it going to be through your parties, online parties? Is it going to be through sales in your VIP group? What's your course of action in order to get that? And in order to get that, I loved what Suzanne said. Suzanne's always been such, I'll just call her an awesome student for nothing else better. But she took those numbers. I'm a numbers girl. And she took them and said, this is just about numbers and it's a formula and I can do this. I can work this formula and make this work. And she did. She did it like so amazing. And that's really what is the action steps. It's like, how many people would I need to call if I want to have a full calendar? What's that look like? So you have to put those steps, you have to create your action steps or have your intentional plan on how you're going to get there. Some ways you can be more intentional in your business are definitely using a planner. I am a huge planner advocate. Even if you do keep track of things on like Google calendar, which I do on my phone. Like if I'm out and about, that's the thing I look to. But my planner is how I sit down in the morning. I really plan out my day. I see what's coming up. I see where maybe I have holes in my planner of my calendar that I need to fill in. I can create my goals. I can create more of a vision. I can keep my list of my leads together. So a good planner is going to help you navigate that space to being more intentional. And even though I've been selling a planner now for 4 years, I've been training that for 30. So trust me on that. Number two, in this day and age, you need a content calendar. And what is a content calendar? It's just really a month at a glance. You can use the one in your planner if you wish. I like to keep mine separate. So I just every month print off a blank calendar. And then I sit down at the beginning of the month and I say, okay, when am I going live? What is my routine? When am I posting? To where? If you're doing Instagram or if you're doing Facebook or if you're doing something on LinkedIn or whatever it is you're doing, and is okay, when are my posts? When are my lives? And I really just even thinking about your VIP group when you can list, okay, here's where I'm going live. Here's the product that I'm going to talk about. Here's what I'm going to do in my group. If you already know that, you become so much more intentional because for many of you, one of the reasons you don't go live is because you're like, and I've been there in this exact same place. It's like, oh, what am I going to talk about today? It's like your brain can't even think about what to say. But if you already have it all mapped out and all you have to do is sit down and grab your little calendar and go, oh, today I am talking about the mop. Right on. So then off you go and you feel confident because you know the details about that product. So that is a content calendar. And the third is definitely having a business strategy. So not just your goals, but then what are the actions, like what I've already talked about, in order to hit those goals. So those are some ways you can be more intentional. The third on our list today is being prepared. Now, what does being prepared have? It's an important piece, but what does it have to do with your mindset? Because the more prepared you are, the easier it is for you to do your business. And the easier it is for you to do, the more productive you are likely to be. Because if you aren't if you're not feeling it really good, if you are not more prepared and it isn't easy, and the least little thing can get in your way, you're like, oh, right now I'm going to make some lead calls. So you think, I've got an extra 30 minutes. I'm going to sit down here and work on some booking leads. That's what I'm going to do. And then you go, oh, where are my leads? Oh, I got to look all around, all over the place for them. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. When we aren't ready, we have a tendency to procrastinate. And then many times we never come back to it. So what are some ways that you can be better prepared with your business? Number one is definitely having a place for your leads to live. That's why I used that example. I've created a place in the back of this planner for your leads, but you can use a notebook. You can use, if you like electronic applications better, you can use Trello, or Evernote is another program that you can use. But I like keeping them in the planner because if I have those leads, then I can take them right back and work on getting them scheduled in. So definitely leads. Number two is an online or a folder on your desktop or your phone with a digital opportunity packet. This is huge. And yet I don't see a lot of people ready with this. And so what I mean by that is a lot of you are posting different things. I've seen so many awesome posts regarding Norwex products, especially when a lot of people went back to cleaning their own houses, myself included. And you are sitting there and you are lost my train of thought. So you're trying to figure this out with this opportunity and you make this great post and somebody posts, yes, I'd like some more information about that. And then what do you have to do? You have to run and you have to go to your back office and you have to download the kit flyer. You have to download a little bit about the company and their mission. You have to download any, fast start or new consultant rewards programs that you have. You have to go and download. I mean, like, this is what happens. And a lot of times, if that's not quick and easy and you have to be somewhere, you're like, oh, I'll do it later. And then you might forget completely about that recruit lead that you had. So having an electronic opportunity packet on your desktop is absolutely huge. And if you really want to be prepared, you want to have an interest letter ready to go. And an interest letter, super simple, guys. It is 3 paragraphs. And paragraph 1 is simply about them. So thank you so much for your interest in Norwex. Uh, you you are going to love the many wonderful products that Norwex has. It makes it so easy to sell, with more people looking to remove toxic things from their home or create a safe haven for their home and their family. Norwex is perfect. It also allows you to create extra income with a flexible schedule to work around your family and any other job that you might have. As for me, so paragraph 2 is, as for me, I've been with Norwex now for 2 years. I absolutely love it. The products are incredible, and it has already done so much for me and my family. Blah, 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 couple little sentences. And then paragraph 3 is the call to action. So after you look this over, I will be reaching out to you within the next couple of days to answer any questions that you may have. In the meantime, check this out, and you can either put a link to your catalog, or if your company has an awesome video, you could put that link to that video that talks maybe a little bit more about their mission. I've seen several awesome videos from Norwex, and you might want to put that in there. But in the meantime, check this out. And if you need to reach me before I contact you, here is my information below. Don't leave it like, if you want any more information, call me. Like, let them know you're going to be reaching out to them. If you already have that letter of interest already written, and you've already got all the other information, if somebody says, oh, I'd love to have some more information, all I have to do is sit down and go, dear Amy, and bam, all of it's ready to go. That's like not even 30 seconds. Seriously, guys. So be ready with that. And the next one is the third one. So we did, okay. Many of you are doing online parties these days. And in fact, that's the way that most all of us are having to do business, is online. And we do our online parties. And I know that you guys, use a different program, and that's fine too. However, people now, the one really great thing about online parties is that when people booked in person, they booked about 3 to 4 weeks out. When people are interested online, they're just get really excited. They're like, oh, let's do it next week. I mean, people are pretty quick to go ahead and get that booking. So we can book pretty fast. And so you want to make sure that you are ready. And so what I mean by being ready is, again, on your desktop or somewhere like an Evernote or somewhere, you want to have, here's my Facebook or virtual party template. These are my posts in whatever order, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. And, here are any product videos that I want to share. Number those. This is going to be really important because it allows you to be repetitive, do more parties easier, and to be able to book quickly if someone is interested. So those are all ways that you can plan better with your business. And number 4 is you need to be brave. And what does it really mean to be brave? Well, being brave, I've sort of broken down into 2 things. And the first one is do it scared anyway. You need to do it scared anyway and push through your fear. Like, you can't wait till it's not going to be scary or that you feel you know everything, because you'll never get to that point. And the way that most any of us have ever learned is just by doing it. Yeah, having a few shortcomings here and there, having to practice a little bit and do it again, but that's how we got better. That's how we got the practice that we needed. So do it scared anyway. And the second half of that is do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid or ashamed to say, I don't know how to do this. Could you help me? Though that actually makes you a much braver person when you are willing to put yourself out there to get the help that you need in order to move your business forward. So that is a little bit about being brave. And you know what? Most all of us had to be fairly brave this last year. We had to put ourselves out there. We had to learn new things. I had to learn new things pretty quickly in order to train them efficiently because everybody was looking to me. I had a social media trainer as part of my company, but then she had left like 2 weeks right before COVID happened. And I was like, okay, it's up to me. And so I did my research. I reached out to leaders, 30 plus leaders in like 3 weeks time and did hour-long interviews. How are you working your business? How are you transitioning your team online? What about the people that never were online before? I did everything. I just dug in so that I could best help others. All right. So now let's switch gears and let's talk a little bit about our skill sets. So we've covered our mindset. Now let's talk about skill sets. All right. The first one that we are going to talk about tonight is bookings. Now, one of the things that I started to hear about bookings, so back in the spring, everybody was just like, oh, it was going fantastic and sales were great and bookings were plentiful and oh my gosh. And so then in the fall, I started hearing the first signs of fatigue. It's like, well, people are just online partied out and, people are just zoomed out or they're tired. And so I thought, is that true? I mean, really true? So then I talked to a lot of different people, and no, it was not true, not really. But here's the deal. When we did home parties for all those years, there was always objections. There was always an objection. And they were a variety of them, right? There was, oh, my house is too small, or I don't know enough people, or I live kind of far out, and nobody will drive to my house. The list went on, right? But the only main objection that anybody's had for doing it online is, oh, people are just online partied out. It's just an objection, you guys. And what's with us, for a lot of people that haven't done a lot of online prior to this last year, you just weren't prepared on overcoming that objection. It wasn't one that you were used to. So you need to sit down and think about those objections you're getting online now and have good, solid responses ready to go with those objections. The other thing that I discovered is prior to COVID, I mean, you think of all the different direct sales companies that are out there, right? And everybody calls a party something different. It's a party, it's a show, it's a class, it's a workshop, it's a pop-up, it's a bar, it's like there's a nail bar, there's a jewelry bar, there's a gathering, there's a get together, there's a mixer. Like I've heard so many names, but that's what everybody like did a spin around that, right? But when we went to online, everybody, every single company and every single person doing a party online was using almost the exact same language. How would you like to have a Facebook party? How would you like to do a party online? That was almost the only language we were using. And so when people are hearing that from all of their friends, it could be 20 different companies, it could be 30 different companies. But when you're hearing that all the time, yeah, I was invited to 3 online parties last week, they start to think it's all the same. And in reality, it really isn't. And so make sure that you are using good word choices that paint a picture around booking that. Like, oh my gosh, Joanne, how would you like to gather a group of friends together for a fun evening? We can do it online so no one has to leave their home, but it will be a great way to teach your friends a better way to take care of their home using clean products that remove that they don't have to use all those toxic chemicals in their home and create a safe home for them and their family, for their home and for their family. And you know what is the best part? The reason your friends are going to love it is I'm going to create a fun, safe, informative shopping experience for them. Now, this is really important because these are three good words: fun, safe, informative shopping experience. Why? Because it isn't that fun. It isn't that fun when you're just looking and going on a website and trying to navigate it and order your products and you can't see sometimes from one page to the other. And so that can be challenging, but you make it fun with your interaction, with some of the games, maybe with some drawings that you're doing, and just getting that feedback from everyone in that group. It's more like a little community there, and you get to share this information. Number two, safe, because Norwex is a well trusted company. It's a trusted brand now. The products are going to be shipped right here from the US. And so, like, if you order online anymore, you don't even know where the product is coming from. If you have an issue, you have no customer service to be able to reach out to. You're the other thing that makes it super safe because you are the liaison between them and the company. You're going to check on their order. You're going to make sure that they get it. They have a human being that they can connect with, which makes it safe and informative. Well, oh my gosh, you can go look at any online store. You can even find microfiber products. But what if you don't know what they do? I have to tell you, I had the cutest conversation ever in my lifetime with, she's been a mentor of mine in the industry. She's 94, and I always call her right around her birthday because I appreciate her so much. But I called her and she said, my granddaughter had this party. And she finally got it out that it was Norwex. And she said, I bought this stuff, but Belinda, I don't know a thing about it. What's it do? So fortunately, I did know. So I was able to tell her what she had and what she could do with it. And it was just hysterical because clearly she had just let her granddaughter pick out some things for her and she didn't have any clue. But that's how some people shop. They don't have a clue what it really does. And you're informative because you are going to give them some examples. You're going to show some real life little, demos with either the butter or whatever you're showing. That is a wow factor. And that helps people to better understand what those products can actually do for them. And that's better than any time just going and ordering blindly from a website. So that's what you offer when you're booking those parties. Now, I'm sure that you have a format that you've been using for your Facebook parties. And this is what I always say, no matter what I'm training, if you are using something that's working, then keep on using it. That's been my motto for many, many years. So I just want to talk about after all those interviews, right? I interviewed all those leaders back in March. And then in July, I interviewed all of them again. And I said, what are you finding that is working better? What have you changed up? What are you teaching differently to your teams now? What's working? And so, oh my gosh, I was able to get so much additional insight. So I just thought I'd share a couple of those tips. And then if you want to incorporate those into what you're already doing, that's great. And if not, that's okay too. So what we have found that is probably the most popular is the 5-day party, the 5-day party. So I'm going to walk you through that really quickly. So day 1 and 2 are pre-posts. Now, most of you know what that is, and you've probably got your posts the way that you do them, and it's all the normal things. And so what I just want to do is add maybe a couple that need to be in there no matter what. I highly recommend. So first of all, what are these pre-posts really for? They're to warm your audience up. If we were at a live party, it would be like mingling. It would be like getting to know each other a little bit better, get them warmed up to the product and they can see that over on your table. Well, on this live thing, they can't. So we want to kind of warm them up a little bit. And then So those first 2 days, you're going to do that. One of the best posts to start with, honestly, is how do they know the host? Because everybody knows this answer. And if everybody comments, it gets them in the sort of mindset of commenting. And like once they do it once, they'll be more likely to do it again. So, how do they know the host? Maybe say and describe her in one word. That's always a fun thing for the host, too, because they'll say kind or whatever. It's just kind of a nice little thing. The other question that you really want to ask early on in those 2 day posts are, do you own Norwex products? If so, which ones and what do you love about it? And or which one is your favorite? That's what you could say. Now, the reason that we do this is because you want testimonials on that page. The more testimonials that are on there that is not you talking about it, the more intrigued people are going to become and the more that they're going to want those products. They're going to pay more attention. We know this for a fact. So, and people have honestly, I don't know anybody that after they've used Norwex products that doesn't have an absolutely glowing positive comments to share about their products. I mean, seriously. So it's called social proof is what that creates when you do that online. All right. So the other thing that many of them said was a game changer for them was adding short product videos. So like 90 seconds to 3 minute product videos. And it could be one product, it could be a couple of products. Now, what was really great about these? Well, people got to see the product in action. People would, as they're scrolling through before that party starts, they're likely to watch a 90-second video, not a 25-minute video. And so this also allowed them to start showing more products early. It made more people show up for the live portion, and it also made sales go up. Because also when that's happening, people that have it are commenting on them and saying, I have this, I love it, blah, blah, blah. So, and then they felt like they could actually do a shorter live portion because they had already shown a lot of the really popular products. And so you're not feeling like you have to talk about everything. So those are your first 2 days. Third day is the live portion of the event. And you can go live on whatever platform it is that you're using, but people like that live portion. It generally gets people showing up. This is where you can do some drawings, you can do a game or whatever you're doing. And then, you're talking about maybe even some of your specials. And the biggest part of this is the close. That's the hardest thing for anybody is getting people to transition from shopping or into like actually going and buying. Like I'm just watching and no, now I need to go order. And so one of the things that you can do in that live section is, ladies, you've seen some incredible products tonight. And if you know exactly what it is that you want, then feel free to use our link and go to my website and order. But if you have any questions at all or would like a little bit of additional help in selecting the best products for your home, for your current situation, and you want to make sure you get the best deal possible, then I highly recommend choosing our valet service checkout. Now you can call it valet service checkout, VIP service checkout, one and the same. I encourage you to use our valet service checkout. This is where you and I will have a one-to-one call for about 10 minutes, and I will help you with your selections and get some of those items on your wish list, and I'll make sure that you get it at the best deal possible. Now I'm going to drop some times below. You can select that, and then we'll determine how we're going to get together. We could do it by phone, we could do it by Zoom, we could do it by Messenger, whichever is easier for you. Now, what we have found is in doing this valet service checkout, you can increase your sales by so much. The one thing I had a leader last week that said, I just did this. I just tried this for the first time. And it took the lady's order from $96 to $406. So it is definitely a way to go, because that's what we miss. We miss that sit at the kitchen table experience. We miss really walking them through everything. And you also get to ask if they want a book, and you get to ask if they would like some additional. I don't know if this is anything you've ever thought of, Julie, but or considered, but would you like to take some just information with you to take a closer look at what Norwex has to offer? No thanks. Or sure. So that is what you're going to get. And guess what it is, folks? It's about 50-50. So even if you get 50% no's, why wouldn't you want 50% yeses? Because those are leads that you can now follow up with. So day 4 and 5, simply after posts, maybe, send them back to other videos. You can do a video on there. You can make a post about the valet service checkout. If you want to make your shopping experience easier, quicker, and make sure you get the best deal. I was talking to some people and they said, when I started adding, and if you want to make sure you get the best deal possible, that's what was a cincher for people. They were like, people started saying, okay. Another thing that I have found that I hear from leaders that works really well is they ask them during the live portion, anybody right now who texts me their wish list, then you will go into a drawing. Then they have their wish list in a text message, which makes it easier for them to follow up with. And when they have their wish list, it actually makes the ordering process easier as well. And their sales have been a little bit higher. So these are just a couple of tips. All right, so let's move on to recruiting. All right. So when I was making all of these calls, I asked everyone, so how's it going? Bookings were great, sales were going good, but they were like, Belinda, recruiting just is not where it was. I used to be such a great recruiter and I'm having a really hard time. So I said, okay. And I was really trying my best to sort of figure this out, what I know works best for in live events, which I've taught for years and years. And then how do we transfer those same basic skill sets to online? So I said, okay, well, how many, because I started thinking, my wheels are turning. I'm like, how many posts are you making? Now, I need you to remember that during a live event, which usually only takes a couple hours, right? I always encourage, so you know what, guys? You should be talking about the opportunity 5 different times throughout a 2-hour session. We call them the 5 points of interest. And I'm going to cover those with you in just a moment. So here they are in a 2-hour event talking about the opportunity 5 times. So I said, well, how many posts are you making about the opportunity? And guess what the average answer was? Out of all of them, 1. 1 was the average. Some were saying 2. So think about that over a 5-day window. Like, are you seriously only going to talk about this one time and hope that they're going to spark some interest, or that they're going to remember, or that they're going to ask for more? Probably not. So that was tip 1. I'm like, you need to do the 5 points of interest, which means 5 different posts. So if you're doing a 5-day party, you should be doing a post a day about the opportunity. So the 5 points of interest, real quick, for anyone that has not ever heard this training before. The first one is a what? It's a you story. It's not an I, because most of them that were leading with one post, it was an I post. Let me introduce myself. Let me tell you how long I've been with Norwex. Blah, 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 blah. All about them, right? We always want to lead with a you story. And the good way to lead with this right now, especially online, is more people than ever. And this is true. It's like right now we are seeing somewhere in Canada, I'm hearing 35%. In the US, I'm hearing as much as 46%. So more people than ever are looking for a way to make an extra stream of income. They are looking for something that is fun, flexible, that they can work around their family, and maybe another job that they may have, just to create that extra income for the extras or for that safety net. should anything like this ever happen again. If you have given this any thought at all, or you would just like to know more about what Norwex has to offer, because it's an incredible business that allows you to make that extra income while representing products that people are really hungry to learn more about, and it makes an incredible impact in their home. So if anybody would just like to know more, please let me know. So that's like post one. Then post 2, 3, and 4 is your I story, kind of sprinkled out. Post number 2 would be something like, hi, I'd like to introduce myself. I've been with Norwex for blah, blah, blah. I love it because blah, blah, blah. That's your second post. Third post is, now, as I mentioned, many people are looking for extra income, and maybe right now you're looking to fix up a home. And the reason I lead with that one now instead of many others is that's the number one thing that people have spent income on is house projects. Either a remodel, a fix up, home decor, whatever the case is, kind of giving their home a little facelift because they've been in it for so long and seeing it every day. They're like, I need this to look better. So maybe you're looking for a little extra income. Maybe it's to do a fix up house project, or maybe you're just looking to create some new decor in your home, or maybe it's for those extracurricular activities for your kids. But Norwex is a great way to make that extra income. I know for myself and my family, we have been able to. So share what something you've been able to do with that extra income. Maybe it was just completely redo your living room, or maybe it was pay for your kids, whatever sport, but whatever it is, share that with them. And again, if anybody here would like to take a closer look, always come back. If anybody would just like to take a closer look, please let me know. Number 4 is something that the business it's done for you outside of the income. So the friendships, the impact that the product has had on your home, anything what it's something it's done for you personally, is what has this done for you outside of the income. And then number 5, well, then that's back to the you story. So 1 and 5 are the anchors, and it's all about them. So ladies, you watched me do this evening. You can see how easy it is, and I didn't even have to leave my home, and neither did you. And if you are looking for a way to make that extra income, but maybe you're just a little bit afraid, or have never done anything like this, Norwex literally gives you a chance to give this business a try. And then tell them a few of those details, and then say, if you would just like a little bit more information to know more of what we have to offer, please let me know. Please private message me or comment below, and I will be happy to send you information. So that's your 5 points of interest. Now, one of the other things that I want to talk about is, this is number 1, and this is whether you're doing it at home, online, but online it is more important than ever. And this is what I have been seeing people do online. So the number 1 rule is you want to create a safe space for people to be interested. You want to create a safe space for people to be interested or just curious. And so what I'm seeing online so often, it's your word choices. Many of you are using what I call hard word choices versus soft word choices. So what I mean by that is I see posts out there where people are talking and they end it with, if you are ready to join my team, message me today, message me now. If you are ready to get started, we've got a fabulous kit offer right now. If you are ready to build a business and want to get started today. So all these word choices are making people, they don't even have time to be curious. It's like you have to say, oh, do you want to start? Do you want to join? Do you want to build a business? Well, nobody's saying yes to that because they just don't know. So you need to use word choices like, first you put a little bit of info out there. And if you would just like to take a closer look at what Norwex has to offer, I would be happy to send you that information. please just private message me or comment below. People also don't like when you don't tell them what it is and say, if you want to know, private message me. That's like a big thing right now. People hate that. So you just lay it out there what it is and say, if you want to know more, private message me or comment below. It's like not a secret. So, and then if they want the information, they'll ask. So if you would just like some more information, if you would like to take a closer look at what Norwex has to offer, if you'd like to know more about what we're all about and what we stand for, and what we have to offer, then please just private message me or comment below, and I will be more than happy to get that information to you. So that is just a little bit of information on booking and recruiting. On selling, guys, it's getting in front of people. That is the name of the game, and you want to try to get in front of new people. So the one way to do that is through those online or virtual events. And then the second way is through your VIP group. And the main thing with that is all roads should lead to that VIP group. You want to personally invite people in that. As soon as they, make a purchase or become a customer, you want to say, thank you so much. This is something I really think you will get great benefit out of and really enjoy yourself too. We've got this awesome community of people that love our products and want to know more. This is where we're always talking about new things. We're talking about better ways to protect the environment. We're talking about better ways to have a healthy home, where you get the first release of any new products. So build that up to make it sound good and get them in that VIP group. You can also encourage people in there to invite people. Like, if you know somebody that would enjoy being in here. So make sure that all roads are leading back to that VIP group and do personal invitations to that. Don't just send out an invite after the person has ordered from you. Like make that a personal invite. In your VIP groups, you want to make sure that you're going live at least once a week. You want to keep great engagement in there. So you can do that simply by talking about the products that the company already, programs the company's already laying out, like what your specials of the month are, get a product focus. It could be one of those items. Third week is you want to do just like a small mini micro party, which means just focusing on a handful of products. And then the fourth week, it could be like, the specials are going away. If you know next month's booking and join specials, you can lay those out and put more of a focus in the fourth week on joining the business or hosting in the next month. So that's just kind of a good layout of that time. So you guys have been awesome. I have another call at 9, so I need to move on to my planner. I would have loved to have told you guys just a tiny bit more about that VIP groups, but we'll save that for another time, another training. So this is my planner right here. This is our 2021 planner. It's 188 pages. It has the built-in tabs. It has a built-in pocket now in the back. These are kind of new things. And it has the built-in page of stickers with that. So stickers are always loads of fun. What's inside though is what makes this planner very, very special. I just want to go over a couple pages with you. This is one of the first pages in here. This is our first 100 days of business in your work-life balance. So 100 days of business, you guys, this is a great way to jumpstart yourself. Do you need to create new momentum? Then follow just some of these simple guidelines and simple steps. If you are recruiting somebody and maybe that's not a strong suit for you, this is a great little coaching tool for you to just say, here are the things that you need. Work-life balance is so important. The next one is the vision board. I've kind of already talked earlier about laying that vision out there, but you want to make sure what you're working toward. You can put your vision board right up front here and look at it every day so you can be reminded of your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? This is your business strategy page though. This to me is the golden page. This is all of your goals over here on the left, and then on the right, we give you boxes for each month so that you can plan your strategies. You can lay out the action plans to go with that. Then the first of the month looks the same on every month. It's 2-page spread. And I used to do a training article over here on the left. But this year we changed it up because you guys said, Belinda, we need more room to write. So at the top, it's about what you should be focusing on for the month. And then it's got important dates to know. And then on the bottom, it has things you will fill out, like people I need to talk to this month, my meetings, what is my product focus of the month, when are my lives in my VIP group. There's room for all of that. And then what I did this year, I added a little QR code in the center of the page that leads you to a video link. And I do a video training at the beginning of every month. There are 16 total video trainings in the planner to help keep you focused, to help keep you on task. The second page on the right of that has got all of your stats so that you can actually see where you are, work to new heights. Now, we have the month at a glance calendar, and that's for people. I love month at a glance. It's my favorite because you can be more proactive. And each little calendar box has 4 tiny boxes, and that is for doing your power hour and seeing how many did you do, and being accountable to that. And then we also have the week at a glance with your daily time blocking so that you can schedule your daily events, and it has a healthy habits tracker on it as well. Now this runs for the whole year, just like that. And then in the back, there's a place for your leads. There's a place for notes. There is a year and review. There is, oh my goodness, there is a bookshelf of popular books to read. So there's all kinds of really great information in here. Now, let's go. We've got some additional items. So normally the planner, it started out this year at $44, but at the beginning of March, we discounted it. And normally we don't do that till the 1st of April, till after the first quarter, but we just did it earlier this year because it's been a struggle for some people. So there is a code you can use for that, a discount code, and it's take 10 off. And that's TAKE, the number 10 OFF. And that will give you $10 off. That makes this planner only $34, guys. It's less than 7 cents a day. And people that use it completely stay more on track. They're more organized, and it just helps them to have a better business. Some of the little extras inside are our gratitude journal, which I mentioned, which is an awesome addition to add to that. We have an accessory bundle this year, which people have been asking for the last 3 years. And that has your markers. It has your Post-it notepads of things to do, your top 10 things to do. It has a bookmark with my favorite quote and 3 additional pages of stickers. The fourth item in this little box of goodies is our leader planning guide. And this is not a calendar. This is a complete, you map out your entire year, quarter by quarter, with all the things you want to do with your team, like challenges, contests, incentives, trainings. Everything is in here. There's 8 full-length training videos for leaders in here. It's an awesome additional piece we've added this year. So you can buy any one of those things individually, or we sell it as the I Want It All bundle. So the planner, all the goodies inside. That started out this year at $120, and then we've relowered it to $100. And with your discount code of take 10 off, it is just $90. So it's kind of a steal to get the whole thing. We do offer a program. You'll see a red button when you go to that ordering site, and it's called Sezzle. And if you click on that, it actually lets you split your payment into 4 payments. So that is a really nice feature. We didn't get that till October. We didn't even know about it, but that's a nice feature to be able to have. And a lot of people have taken advantage of that. They don't charge you any extra. They don't charge you any interest, which to me is incredible. When you pick up your planner, you'll be asked, would you like a free gift? And you can join our membership group, which is an incredible group. We have lots of Norwex folks in there. It's only $15 a month, but you get 2 months free when you take your free gift. So you might as well check it out. I've got something new in there as a brand new consultant training center that we have with over 40 videos. There is, monthly coaching in there, Facebook page, all kinds of really great things, and 30 graphics every month with a content calendar. So some people think it's worth $15 just for that. So that is our free gift. Pick it up, say, yes, I'd like that. And that is what we have for you guys this evening. So I hope that you got some great tips. I saw some really great comments on there. So thank you so much. I hope that you'll go grab this planner. It's designed for direct sellers by a direct seller veteran of 40 years in this business that can give you the actual things to help you move your business forward. And also this month, so in December, I made the decision to donate a portion of the planners to Feeding America. So we did that in December. We were able to send enough to provide 25,000 meals, which was pretty incredible. And they reached out to us about 3 weeks ago and said, things have been really, really tough for a lot of people with this winter storms that we've had and people losing a lot of the food that they had. How can you help? Is there anything you can do to help? And so we made the decision here at the company to run that again. So part of the proceeds are going to go to Feeding America during the month of March. So that can help you feel kind of good about that too when you make your purchase. So that's what we have. And we've also got a winner tonight, Suzanne.
Yes, did you want me to announce it?
Yeah, you can, or I can, whichever that you would like.
Go ahead, I saw she's on.
Okay, that's awesome that we already know that. So the winner of our planner tonight is Sherry Zahorski. So that's pretty exciting. And so Sherry, what we'll do is we will send you a special code and you will put that in instead of the other one, and your planner will come up free. And if you want to order any additional items to go with it, you can, and it will all be shipped together. So thank you everyone so much. And Suzanne, thank you for allowing me to share with your team.
Thank you so much. Everyone was loving it. There were tons of comments. I was trying to keep up. I know you have to go, but quickly they were asking where to buy the planner. I just pulled up the link to the Step Into Success store and gave them that, where it would click 2021 planner. And then they were asking about your podcast, and I linked to the Work From Your Happy Place.
Perfect. We also have a link tree. It is stepintosuccess.com/links, LINKS. And if you want to put that in there, so when you guys go to that, there's actually, I have a private group also that's free, and that's called Success Express with Belinda. The link on to that is in there. The podcast link is in there, Work From Your Happy Place. I have to tell you, this Thursday, don't miss it, okay? This Thursday is my 300th episode, and the interview that I did is by far the best one. I felt like I was channeling Oprah, I swear. But she was an Oklahoma City bomber survivor, and what she's done with her life since then. It's an incredibly powerful interview. So I hope you'll check it out. And guys, every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m., I do a free training on our business page. It's free to everybody, and it's awesome. And I've been doing them since July during this pandemic. So feel free to check that out on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. And they live on there for a week, so you can get a chance to do replays if you don't catch it. That is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So sorry. Thank you for asking, Julie. And so that lots of ways to connect with us, but in that link tree, you will find all of it.
Yeah, the link tree looks great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I know you have another meeting to get to. I really appreciate you sharing with us. I took lots of notes, and I see many other people did as well. So I think a lot of us will be following you even more.
Oh, that is so good. I love you guys so much. It's just such a great group of people and a great company. So thank you so much, Suzanne. I always have a special place in my heart for you. I feel like you and I have a good connection.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.